Sir,
Yes, Mandra Rishika, Tribal Sundari.
I have a question. So we had earlier discussed about the three spokes
Okay.
of the wheel of the human entity.
Yeah, three spokes, so the wheel of the human entity. Yeah. So, yeah, the three spokes. Three spokes I could see, because three is the fundamental, first of all, Trinity. The concept of Trinity, three spokes. For a bullock cart wheel, three spokes are the minimum requirement. It won't work with two, it will definitely never work with one spoke. So, three spokes. So for the human wheel also, if you use metaphor, there are three spokes. Number one is the spoke of the body, the physiological body, okay? The physiological creature, alone, that infant which is born, alright? The second one is gradually developed, that they comprise the language-fied intelligence, the so-called thought process, the so-called stream of consciousness. All that the developing person gathers over his lifetime or a given point of life. Okay? That is the second spoke. Third spoke also is there. Third means not in rank order. The other spoke is that the conscious awareness about what is going on in the first spoke as well as in the second spoke. Okay? For example, the first spoke conveys all sensations, whatever you see, whatever you hear, whatever you feel, the surroundings. Okay? And the consciousness can be aware of that as and when required or all the time. Or consciousness will be conscious about the ongoing stream of thoughts or thoughts, what René Descartes, that philosopher said, I think, therefore I am. Why it has come so prominent and influenced all formation of religions and religious ideologies, political ideologies, economic ideologies, all because everybody is so clear that all the time they are thinking. A human being, unlike all other creatures in the world, is nothing but an assemblage of thought process or thoughts only. Most of the time. By the normal distribution principle, 97% of the time, it is I think, therefore I am. Alright? So, and why that I think, therefore I am, why all the time the thought process spoke is so dominant is because it is constantly as well as randomly varying. If someone is sitting alone, the thoughts are running through the mind about many things. It depends, no control. And if somebody wants to control it, so-called what the Patanjali Yoga Sutra says, yoga is nothing but chitta vritti nirodha. What is chitta vritti? The vritti meaning the process of chittam, the mind, is thoughts. Nirodha, to block it, to control it. No, nirodha meaning to block it. So in order to yogafy, you have to block the thought process. So when you block the thought process, then the consciousness will be yogafying with what? The first spoke, the creature, the body, the principles and the processes of the body. Why body being so massive, flesh, blood, bone, process assembly, it is not normally under consciousness because it is under familiarity trap. It has been there ever since the beginning of consciousness. No? It is all the time there, it is ever present. Therefore, it is not noticed. The individual consciousness gets familiarized with that. It is the constant running background. And there is not much variation also. Whenever, of course, whenever there is a variation in the body process, the attention of the consciousness has to go there. For example, a pain or an ache or some illnesses like headache or some pinprick or whatever, instantly the consciousness goes to the body. Like there is a serious thought which captures the attention and the consciousness of the individual. Similarly, an ache also can capture the attention of the entity, consciousness. So there's a problem in this. I think therefore I am, the second spoke of thought process is advantageous, existentially, for the survival, work, relationship and the management of life. That is essential, especially in today's world. Everything is learned, it is intelligence, knowledge. So that is an inevitably required spoke of human entity. That's okay. But the disadvantages are there because this so-called mind, chitta vritti, can contain anything, a news that you see, an information that you receive, an insult, an injury, an intimidation, a humiliation, or an understood problem of life or work or relationships. All this also may come under the attention of consciousness. Then what happens? Then the emotions are triggered, so the so-called depression, frustration, sadness, anxiety, worry, all these things will be there. So, in order to escape from that, people go for meditation and yoga. Okay? And yoga is actually chitta vritti nirodha. All meditation, all incubation procedures are basically about blocking the chitta vritti. So that's what Patanjali says. There, I would say it is a very difficult, more or less impossible task. So, as a creativity researcher, as a researcher into enlightenment process, I would suggest to you, the future trainer in Jeevi Yoga, Mantra Rishika Tripura Sundari, okay, the you, that you have to educate people about these three spokes and train them to train their consciousness to sustain its attention on the body processes, what we call the proprioceptive process, to be sensitive to the flesh, blood, bone assemblage. But it may be very difficult because it is normally it is constant. You see, unlike the thought process, this body process are more or less constant. You cannot normally feel the heartbeat, the lungs working there, or the digestive process, or the positions, internal feelings of the various positions of the body, unless it is contorted. For example, why in your yoga the body is kept in certain positions, yoga, asanas? What are the asanas? They are all contorted positions of the body. They are all not normal positions of the body, which I have told you in some other discussion. They are all eccentric positions of the body. Why? Then your attention, it is relatively easy for your attention or consciousness to be conscious about the creature, the body. Because the yoga is to be achieved with the central principle, the vital principle, the attendant spirit, the genius of the body only. There is nothing to get yogified about the so-called ever-changing thought process. Individual differences are in varied thought process, varied languages that they think, whereas the body processes are the same. Body process for all human beings in the world are almost identical. Heartbeat, the lungs process, the various glands and endocrine system and muscular system and reproductive system and circulation system, they are all identical. In that sense only all human beings are alike or the same. Get the point?
Yeah.
So, any other things? I think I clarified these things.
Yeah.
So one has to train finally in your Jeevi Yoga, it is training oneself to be sensitive to the body processes, even when it is so mildly operating. It is very silently operating. Or at least when they sit in meditation, this is what they have to do, focusing attention on the proprioceptive sensation. Proprioceptive meaning sensing the inner body, entire mass of flesh, blood, bone assembly. That is Jeevi Yoga. So these three spoke concepts are significant for Jeevi Yoga. Or those who want to do Chitta Vritti Nirodha, they can try this. What? Bypassing they can easily bypass the I think therefore I am to I feel, I experience therefore I am. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Alright. Wish you all the best, Mantra Rishika, Tripura
Yes,
Sundari.
sir. Thank you.
Alright.